Okay, just like a little quick disclaimer, we'll be kissing in this, obviously. But yeah, and there might be a little bit of music. I'm gonna try to make it as quiet as possible so y'all can still hear me, because I do talk a little bit quiet because of voice. But yeah, nonetheless, hope you enjoy, and I'm so sorry about this at the beginning, but again, hope you enjoy, and see y'all at the end of the video. When are they gonna get back? They were supposed to be home from work. Like, I don't even know how long I'm supposed to be back from work, an hour ago. Where are they at? Welcome back, hon. How's work? No wonder why you were so late. They pushed you overtime. I was wondering where you were for like the past, hour you've been gone? You hungry? I made some, what did I make again? Oh yeah, I made some soup if you want any. It's okay. You look tired anyway. You wanna go to bed then? Alright, well you go get in the shower and I'll wait for you in bed. Alright. See you in a minute. Yes. Oh. Why are you calling me phone number? First of all, second, where are you going? What do you mean? I have to take your phone off. Because what is second is what was you saying when I was down there? You probably would take the phone off. I don't know if there was in the kitchen like 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm about to be taking all this. No. Just, no, I'm not just you just you definitely deserve it. Oh my god, just go first. But it's like warm body. Just go to bed. And it's 10 o'clock at night. You have work in the morning. Exactly. That's what I thought. Good night. Bye. And tell Armin to call me next time, not me. Okay. Thank you. Bye. God, he's so stupid. I just want to burn down a house. Almost burn down a house. I will never figure that man out. Done already? Okay. Oh, that was just Aaron calling me to try and persuade Armin that he should give him his phone back because he almost accidentally burned down their house. Yeah, he almost burnt down their house. Honestly, I'm not surprised by it though, because Aaron, how much you want to put in this because of some mac and cheese? It's gotta be because I make cheese. Hey, I've done it before, you've done it before. Aaron was bound to do it at some point. Yeah, he almost burnt their house down twice. Yeah, it was just for the same exact reason, probably. Yeah. I thought he lost his privileges. Apparently, Armin gave them back. But, I don't know. They're so lovesick for each other. I'm not saying we aren't, but we're more tame about it than they are. Oh my god. No, I'm just saying personally that we are lovesick for each other. But at least we don't go spreading it around like a disease, and then we don't have to be constantly like with each other. Like we could be with each other for a couple hours. Oh yeah, you know damn well we're gonna be away from each other for a day. You know damn well. I know we're more tame about it than they are. They're just lovesick. I don't get it. Sometimes they're worse than Hanji and her little experiments. I swear. I swear on my career that they are more lovesick than Hanji. They're like a middle school relationship. Yeah, they're like a junior high relationship. I swear. They definitely are. But we love them. We do. Don't say you don't. Well, yeah, they're idiots. But, well, Armin's not. Not physically. Emotionally he is, but not, like, well, how do I word it? Brainly? We're both tired. We don't have any words to say. I'm gonna say Armin is emotionally stupid. Physically and mentally, he's very smart. Yeah. Well, not physically. Maybe physically, I don't know. But might just be me. Okay. Well, you need to get to bed though. I know I do too. But I just can't fall asleep right now. I know what I can do. Actually, I can read to you. Would you like that, dear? Alright, let me go get a book. I will be right back. Okay. Do you want me to read this book I got from the library with Armin? Okay. It is called Maybe a Fox. It's by Kathy Epplett and Alice McKee. I don't know how to say the girl's first name. Yeah. Do you want me to read it? Alright. Let me just get in bed. Alright. Now you come here and I will start reading. Okay. Come here. Her covers. Jules Sherman listened for her sister, Sylvie, to walk out of their room. As soon as she did, Jules slipped out of her bed and slammed the door behind her. She was still angry. Who did Sylvie think she was? The day before, Sylvie had once again left her at the bottom of the front porch steps and run into the woods, disappeared. Her wavy red-brown hair is switching around her back, ignoring Jules' please to wake up. For once, just wake up. Sylvie was always doing that, taking off so fast, time after time, leaving Jules standing there, alone. Jules' cheeks flushed with a bright red blaze of anger. Here she was standing alone again, this time in the echo of the slammed bedroom door. The morning was still early. The grave dimness came through their window, aided only by a thin beam from the hallway that slipped under the door. Even the shallow light, Jules could still see Sylvie's favorite shirt along with the sweater and jeans Sylvie planned to wear that day, all laid out on her sister's bed. Jules hesitated, then grabbed the shirt, went straight to the windowsill, and in one swift motion kept all her rocks onto the t-shirt, using it as a kind of basket. Ha! Sophie would hate that, her precious t-shirt. The shirt was thin and soft and smelled like cotton and coconut shampoo. And Sylvie. Jules took a deep breath. Sylvie loved coconut shampoo. In fact, she loved anything that smelled like coconut. Ice cream coconut candy, coconut candles, including the ones Sam given her for Christmas. Sophie said coconut was her signature scent. Jules wondered what her own signature scent was. One thing's for sure, it wasn't coconut. She dumped the rocks onto her bed and then did the same thing with the rocks from her bookcase, the rocks from her dresser, and the rocks from the wooden box her dad made her for Christmas. The rocks spilled across the mountain valley over sheets and blankets. She tossed her pillow aside and scooped the rocks into an empty space left open by the missing pillow. Jules pulled the tiny hand lens that she wore on a lanyard around her neck out from under her pajama top. Her dad only recently given it to her. The lens was about the size of a quarter. A bright LED light shone from it. Every rock hound should have one, Dad told her. The lens magnified everything by 10 times. When Jules held it against the surface of the rock, she could see the saturations where the different elements had folded into one another, or the smooth, shiny edges where the rock had been either chiseled by a pick or broken apart by some bigger force, maybe a glacier, as if the rock had been rubbed smooth by thousands of tons of sliding ice. Now for the first time, her small LED light felt like a miniature sun shining down on her own collection of rock planets. Her bed was the galaxy, the Sherman galaxy, bounded only by sheets and a warm fleece blanket. And now she could begin to sort rocks, first into 3 categories: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Then by size, with each category into a vertical rows, horizontal rows, and circles. As she sorted and arranged, she felt herself growing calmer. She whispered their names aloud as she worked. Marble, slate, this, quartzite, sandstone, flint, dolomite. There was a 4th category of rocks too, one that didn't have a scientific name: wish rocks. Rocks for the river. These were rocks that she didn't display. Instead, she kept them in an old striped sock that once belonged to her dad. It was tucked in the back of her and Sylvia's closet, next to their shoes and boots. Most of the wish rocks she'd found either herself, either by spotting them along the trail, or lately, with the help of her special pick hammer, the S-Wing E13P. It had taken her forever to save enough to buy the hammer, and then eventually she kept a special order by Missy Bowen at the Hobson Harbor store in town. Not only but Dad wouldn't let her buy it without also buying a pair of safety goggles. You want to be safe, don't you, Jules? Sylvia had asked her. Of course she did. And besides, no true rock hound would be caught clipping away at rocks without a pair of safety goggles. Jules knew that. But it was hard to wait until she had enough money for both the hammer and the goggles. And Sylvia did something surprising. She let Jules borrow the additional $10 so she wouldn't have to wait any longer to order the hammer. Sylvie was always doing stuff like that. Remembering the goggles made Jules feel a little less angry with Sylvie, but not completely. She was still sick of being left behind. She snapped the beam of light off the duct and tucked the lens back under her shirt. She concentrated on her rocks, the ones spread before her in neat rows on her bed, and reached for one of her very favorites from the entire collection. Her fingers hesitated over the small chunk of dark green-black marble. Then she remembered that Sylvie had brought that one back from her school field trip to the Danby Marble Quarry. Marble, slate, and granite were the official state rocks of Vermont, where they lived. Jules loved that piece of marble, its cool smoothness. She loved to press it against her cheek, but not this morning. She wouldn't choose the marble today. Not when she was angry at Sylvie. Instead, she chose a piece of blue-gray slate that she herself had found on the edge of the Whirlpool River. The river had that right along the edge of their property. She pressed her fingertips against its sharp edge. It would be a good skipping rock, not that she would ever dream of sending it away across the water, never to be seen again. There were rocks for the river and rocks for the Sherman Galaxy. This one was a keeper, the blue-gray slate plate. Knock, knock. Sylvie outside the door. She never knocked with her hand, just her voice. Who did that, right? Now Sylvie's voice knock bugged Jules so much as left in the dust. Go away. I can't. This is my room too, remember? And I have to get dressed. Oops, the t-shirt. Sylvie's precious Flojo t-shirt. Flojo was Sylvie's hero, Florence Griffin Joyner. She held the record for the fastest woman 100-meter sprint in history. Jules knew Sylvie dreamed of beating that record. She also knew that was one of the reasons that Sylvie also was running. But knowing it didn't make it any easier, sometimes Jules felt like it was the only side she ever saw of Sylvie was the back, growing smaller and smaller as she shot down the track or Joe or whatever else she ran. Jules smoothed out the t-shirt the best she could and returned it to its spot on Sylvie's bed. Sylvie always made her bed and laid her clothes the second she got up, unlike Jules, whose bed was always a mess, especially messy when she did her major sorting of rocks like now. Knock, knock. Came Sylvie's voice again. Come on, Jules, let me in. There's no lock, Jules called. Duh. There had never been a lock on their door, not even enough. Even though she was upset, Jules still had to admire that Sylvie didn't just barge in right in the way in. Jules might have done. The doorknob turned and there was Sylvie, tall and skinny in her pajamas. She got straight to the point. Why are you mad? I'm not. Jules lied. Sylvie just pointed to the rocks and lay down on Jules' bed, a sure sign that Jules was trying to calm herself down. Come on, tell me I'm your one and only sister. Stop. What am I? Aren't I? Unless you've got a secret other sister somewhere. Sylvie sat down on Jules' bed, carefully not to disturb the rocks. Then she slid her pointed finger bit by bit, like a snake, through the rumbling blankets towards Jules. She had been doing it ever since they were tiny, and it would always make Jules laugh. Jules looked away. She wouldn't start to soften. Sylvie abandoned the finger snake, and instead of picking that one piece of obsidian Jules collected, she handed you the smallest polished oval in her hand. I remember my mom gave you this. She said, it was your 4th birthday. You were already crazy about rocks. She rolled her eyes in what a weird little kid you were kind of way. Seriously, what 4-year-old has kid is a rock friend. That it was. Jules snatched the obsidian from Sylvie's head. Once again, Sylvie had invoked Mom. Obsidian was caused by volcanoes, an eruption of steam and gas so fierce that it would melt the earth itself into a hard, shiny object. Right then, Jules felt hard and shiny. You and Dad, she said. You're like a secret club. What are you talking about? When the two of you go out, when the two of you get going up about Mom, how do you think it makes me feel? Sylvia looked puzzled. Jules kept going. It's like you remember everything about her. Jules rubbed her thumb on the smooth surface of the obsidian. But me, I hardly remember anything. All I see is when I took a picture of her is hair, which is exactly like. She stopped talking and carefully placed the obsidian back on her bed, back into the vertical category of the igneous rock. Mine. She finished the sentence. The same color as mine. Is that what you were going to say? Jules nodded. Yes, that was what she was going to say. What she wasn't going to say, that no matter how hard she tried, her memories of their mom grew smaller and smaller, each one folding in on itself. So it's not even her 10 times magnified that could see them. You really fell asleep that fast. You're really that tired. Guess we'll have to finish the rest of it tomorrow night, maybe.